start off with some background. I'm a female, and at the time this happened, I was about 12 years old. I lived in a quiet suburb in South Carolina at the time, and used to spend hours just walking my dog around the neighborhood because there wasn't much else to do. At the time, we had a 70-pound basset hound named Rufus, who looked kind of like a sawed-off St. Bernard. So I was walking him around late in the afternoon in the fall, and it started to get dark. I was on the other end of the neighborhood from my house when I saw a beat-up, rusty red truck just kind of driving around. I didn't think a whole lot about it because it's the South, so pickup trucks are all over the place around here and don't automatically mean anything. But as I was walking home, I saw the truck cross the street I was going to pass, and then come back out to the further end down and go the way back I'd come from. To give you an idea of the neighborhood, it wasn't set up like regular blocks, more like a main road, and then a bunch of roads that all looped around and came back to the one main one. At first, I just figured the guy was lost or something, and I didn't think much about it. But as it was getting closer to my house, and it was getting darker, I saw the truck again. Another thing about my neighborhood was, even though there were a lot of houses, everybody pretty much kept to themselves in their houses for the most part. So there wasn't really anyone outside at this time of night, even though it was still fairly early. So I come out of the neighborhood onto the road to my house, and the truck is there again, this time just parked on the side of the road, facing the road I came out of. I turned onto the road to my house, and it started moving, driving slowly behind me with the lights out. Now, if you know anything about basset hounds, they're not exactly the most threatening kind of dogs. They're short and stubby, kind of like big dash hounds with these giant ears and goofy faces. So even though Rufus was a big dog, he wasn't exactly the greatest guard dog. They also don't walk very fast and tend to trip over their ears when they run. So I was stuck with him setting the pace. And with him weighing almost as much as I did, it's not like I could reach down and pick him up and try to run or anything. I knew I couldn't really run from it and doubted that anyone would hear if I tried to scream or something if someone came after me. So finally, I came up with a plan. Even if it was probably a stupid one. When I got to one of the handful of streetlights on the street, I stopped and turned around and just stared the truck down. The truck stopped moving and just kind of sat there about 30 feet away from me, like it was trying to look like it was parked or something. I stood there and stared at the truck for what felt like forever, but was probably only around 2 or 3 minutes. Finally, after a while, the truck started moving again, turned on its lights, and turned off down another road, and I booked it into somebody's backyard and took the backyards the rest of the way home. I never told my mom about the creepy truck because I knew she'd freak out and probably wouldn't let me take the dogs out alone anymore.